She said yes. Then things got intense. You ever have a moment where you know, deep in your gut, that life's about to change, where the next word, the next look, might open a door you can't close? That's exactly how it felt the night Emily said yes. I didn't know then that it would turn into something so electric, so unexpected, that I'd still be thinking about it every time I look back at that summer. It wasn't our first time inviting someone into our world, and maybe it wouldn't be the last. But there was something about her, Emily. The way she carried herself, the way her eyes softened when she felt seen, it stuck with me. I remember the first time I noticed her, standing at the check-in desk of our small inn. My husband, Jack, and I run it together in a little coastal town. She'd arrived late, alone, and when I asked her reason for visiting, she just gave a small smile, as if the real answer was something she didn't dare say out loud. The morning before it all began, Jack and I had been in our room, moving together the way we always had, familiar, practiced, like a favorite song you've played too many times. It was warm and close, but I could feel it, that space between us. We were chasing something we used to have, instead of living fully in what we'd built. When it was over, I rolled over, reaching for my phone without thinking. The guest calendar was still open from the night before, and there it was, room 3. Emily Carter. Traveling solo. Married. I turned the screen toward Jack. Guess who checked in late last night? I said, my voice carrying more weight than the question. He leaned in, reading the details, and raised an eyebrow. Alone and married. She didn't say much, I told him. But she had that look, like she's here to disappear for a while. Jack smirked, brushing his fingers along my arm. You think she's open? I think, I said, leaning closer, she's looking for something. And maybe we're it. By evening, we were standing outside her door with a bottle of wine in my hand. I knocked, heart thudding with the thrill of not knowing what would happen next. Emily answered in a loose cream-colored tee and soft grey sweatpants, barefoot, her hair slightly mussed like she'd just woken from a nap. She had just enough makeup on to suggest she hadn't been waiting for anything, but I could tell she had. We thought we'd welcome you properly, I said with a smile. She hesitated only a second before stepping aside. The small table inside had been set with a plate of cheese, fruit, and crackers, simple, but thoughtful. We poured wine, making small talk about her hometown and why she'd come. When I asked if she was traveling alone, she nodded, her gaze flicking between us. Just needed a change of scenery, she said. And your husband didn't mind? Jack asked. Emily gave a soft laugh and shook her head. He didn't really notice. That told me more than she realized. The wine flowed, loosening the edges of our conversation. Emily's shoulders dropped, her smile grew easier, and she started asking us questions too. At one point, I caught her eyes flicker to my lips while I was speaking, just for a second, but I saw it. Later, as I reached for the same wine glass she did, our fingers brushed. She didn't pull away. You don't seem like someone who stays quiet for long, I said softly. I don't, she replied, her voice low now. The air between us shifted, thickening with something unspoken. I closed the space and kissed her, slow, deliberate, giving her a chance to pull back. She didn't. Her breath caught before she leaned into it, her hand resting on my arm, tentative at first, then steady. Jack didn't interrupt. He just watched, eyes intent, as I led Emily toward the couch. The way she looked at me in that moment, it was as if she'd been waiting for this without knowing it. I kissed her again, feeling her relax into me, feeling that tension between curiosity and surrender. Every movement was measured, intentional, like we were writing a story in real time, one that none of us knew the ending to yet. When I glanced up, Jack was closer now, his presence a quiet charge in the room. I met his eyes, and without a word, he joined us. Emily's breath caught again, but this time it was from something deeper than surprise, it was anticipation. Jack's touch was slow, unhurried, the way he always is when he's reading someone for the first time. Emily leaned into it, her hand reaching for mine, grounding herself even as her pulse quickened. I brushed a stray strand of hair from her face, my thumb lingering at her cheek. Every glance, every breath, every brush of fingers felt amplified. Emily was opening up, piece by piece, drawn further into the moment until she seemed to forget the rest of the world existed. The three of us moved in quiet rhythm, a balance of giving and receiving, no one in a rush to break whatever spell we'd fallen under. By the time the night slowed, the wine glasses sat forgotten on the table. Emily leaned against me, her breathing still uneven, her eyes hazy. Jack rested back, watching us both with that quiet satisfaction of someone who knows exactly what just happened and what it meant. It wasn't about replacing something we'd lost. It was about finding something new entirely. And looking at Emily in that quiet, charged aftermath, I knew this wasn't a moment we'd forget. Not tonight. Not ever.